So the other day, I sat in on a roundtable discussion, if you will, on Clubhouse. And by the way, if you don't know what Clubhouse is, I suggest you check it out. I'll definitely put a link in the description here for you. You should get in there and start learning about it so you can begin taking part in conversations that are happening. So that's where I was. I was listening in on a discussion that was being hosted by a couple of distillery owners and a few distributor experts. It was a fascinating discussion. They were asking questions like, and trying to answer them, questions like, how can you best work with your distributors to grow your brand? How do you get the distributor's mind share? How can you get these distributor sales reps to pitch your product when you're not there? All really great questions, except these questions assume that we're in this era where distributors can go build new distribution for you. Someone on the call, I was pleased to hear, someone on the call said, distributors distribute, they don't sell. And the sooner you understand that, the more progress you're going to make in building distribution for your brand. And immediately people were not really contradicting that, but a discussion ensued about how important it is to build those relationships with the distributor. It just went right back to trying to get the distributor to act. They said the key is to get out and work with the distributor, that distributors respond best when they see suppliers out there in the market working. They also talked a lot about building relationships, that this is all a relationship game. You have to have a relationship with the distributor sales reps. You have to have relationships with key trade buyers. All of this is true, except for one thing. None of it is scalable. You must be able to scale what you're doing. The three-tier system has been in place since the repeal of Prohibition, and there used to be a time when you could find a good distributor, go educate that distributor, work with that distributor, motivate that distributor, and the distributor would in turn expand your reach. That was scalable because you could take your brand and your efforts and you could multiply it by the hundreds. And if you wanted to expand, you just got more distributors in new states. But here's the problem. None of that works anymore. None of it works at all. And you've got to accept it. The big stumbling block people have is what to do instead. And that's what this video is all about. What to do instead. How to scale your efforts in building your brand. So when we talk about scaling, what is scaling exactly? Well, it's about being able to quickly expand your customer base without having to add a lot of time or resources against it. Scaling means that with the same amount of people and time and money, you can dramatically grow your business. Well, anything that involves you being physically there or you personally doing something, a phone call, a one-on-one email, a distributor sales meeting, a distributor work with, these things are not scalable. And if you keep doing them, you're going to limit your ability to grow your distribution and grow your sales. You need to start doing what is scalable. So let's talk about that. The primary way that you scale in the three-tier world is you leverage technology. What kind of technology are we talking about? We're talking about CRM. We're talking about email software for trade sales. We're talking about lead generation. We're talking about leveraging your personal presence as a seller on social media. These things require a brand new way of thinking, a brand new mindset, and of course, a brand new set of skills and strategies that you need to learn. So how do you get started on something like this? Well, I suggest the first thing is just to recognize it, to open your eyes and pay attention to what's going on. You personally can only do so much. Your physical presence you're just not able to leverage your physical presence like you used to thanks to the pandemic. But even if you could, you're going to be limited in what you can do because you're only one person. And even if you transferred your knowledge to other people, say the distributor sales team, it's still not scalable. And they've got so many other things to worry about. However, if you start engaging some of these new things like email for trade sales and lead generation, this is completely scalable. Imagine what it would be like to have 100 new customers a month stepping towards you, filling out forms saying, I want to be on your trade-only email list. I want to learn more about your products and your distillery or your winery. That is totally doable. There are wineries and distilleries doing it right now, and so can you. But you have to start somewhere. And I want to offer up a couple of free resources. First of all, in the link in the description of this video is access to a free guide. It's a 13-page guide for how to sell wine and spirits remotely. I suggest this is a great place to start, especially because it's free. It'll kind of introduce these ideas that we're talking about, using a combination of lead generation and email marketing. And I'm not talking about newsletters. I'm talking about one-to-one communication at scale when I talk about email for trade sales. But this free guide will introduce you to these concepts. So for sure, check that out. Hit up the link in the description. It'll take you to the free guide. And after you've had a chance to consume the free guide, I want you to go to Instagram or LinkedIn or my website or my Facebook page and look for Salisbury Credit Group, and I want you to send me a message. I want you to send me a direct message, a DM, saying I'm ready to learn more, and I will put you in touch with additional resources. So I hope this has been helpful to you. I hope it's a wake-up call about why you need to be leveraging technology so you can scale what it is you're doing. And you need to start the new mindset that if you are having to do it personally and physically, it's not scalable.